worst possible thing you could say when you walk into a car dealership. I spent 5 years with Mercedes-Benz, 5 with General Motors, and the worst thing a person could say when they walk in is, if you could just get me to this payment, we got a deal.
So your loan's probably still like 19, which means you got to pay to get out. You're upside down. It's called negative equity.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to episode 7, I believe we're on, of Car Shopping Questions and Answers. We're live. Today is Thursday, 3 p.m. If you're watching this right now, then you are live. What we're going to start doing is we're going to start letting you know, because we do rebroadcast these shows all day, so you can, catch up on them. You can send friends and family to watch the rebroadcast, but right now you are actually with us live. So welcome. If this is your first time here, can you type a 1 in the chat? Shout out to the first time people. I just want to see how many people are new. You've never seen me before. You've never been on a live show. Okay, Troop Chat, I see you, Troop Chat. Good to see you. I always like to know, because most of you probably have never been on a live with me before. What's up, Black Hummingbird? Great to see you. So hold on, I got Instagram on my phone here. And as you come in, first of all, I want to introduce myself, because you don't know me. My name is Deshone. I go by Deshone the Auto Advisor. I spent 14 years in the car business, 5 with Mercedes, 5 with General Motors, and 4 I ran my own brokerage. Now what I've been doing since 2020 is showing you how to get below market car deals on purchases, leases, used cars, new cars, everything from home. I'm the author of the book, the digital book, Cars from Home, 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealerships. And during the show, for 30 minutes, as part of our welcome offer, you can get your copy for 75% off. It's normally $97, but in my TikTok bio, in my Instagram bio, and in the comment section, you can grab your book. You won't leave the broadcast, so you can make sure you get there before the countdown, but you'll still be here tuned in with us. So I want you to start typing your questions, and then Dolan, who's moderating, is going to pull them into the show, and we'll answer them one by one. Okay? Start typing your questions. I see we already got one from Michelle here on TikTok. Bounce back. Type your question on Instagram. I see you. Type your question in. And could everybody who shares, share? I'm only talking to the sharers. I know who y'all are, and I'm talking to y'all. Shout out to the sharers. And I'm still trying to find out. I might do a giveaway once a show for the sharers only, but I'm gonna have to figure out how to see them. So I got to figure out, maybe you screenshot that you shared, and we trying to do something special for y'all above and beyond, because we can't grow this show without y'all. The ones who tell your friends, the ones who invite your friends, the one who tag your friends, the one who hit those share buttons. Appreciate y'all. So we got something coming for y'all very soon. Okay? So pull the first question, and Dolan, let's get the show on the road. Okay, this one's from TikTok. Leasing and maintenance versus purchasing and maintenance. Great question. So with a lease, most times all you're doing is oil changes, tire rotations. If you got a luxury vehicle or import luxury vehicle, maybe they require like a brake fluid change. Like when I worked for Mercedes, you had a service A, service B, service A, service B. That's how it usually rotated. And the service B was, brake fluid change, but it's pretty cut and dry because it's a new car. So versus purchasing, then you're talking about long-term maintenance. Then you're talking about, which if you got a good car, you're usually still doing those things up front. But as you own it long-term, now you're doing things like, you're doing the recommended maintenance. So you might have a 60,000 mile service, a 80,000 mile service, a 100K service. These are all things that come in the maintenance book. And with a lease, 99 times out of 100, we're not doing that. So, you know, I'm not going to say we're not doing that, but whenever I lease, I'm not doing those services because we're out of the car way before we ever hit that mileage. So big difference, big difference. All right, go ahead. Next one, Dolan. Let's go. Black Hummingbird, and y'all forgive me because I got a little something trying to jump on me, but I'm just gonna flush it out. Praise the Lord, and we gonna get through this. So y'all see me all congested, it's because I am, but we good. My car was totaled in an accident. Sorry to hear that. How long should I wait before I get another one? How long can you wait? You know, I'm not a fan of shopping with my back against the wall, but I'm a fan of, you know, are you going to be in a rental car? Are they giving you a rental? Sometimes you only have 30 days with the rental before you have to pay. I don't know if you have a backup car, but you know, that's going to depend. So what you need to ask yourself right now, because you have to replace that car eventually, I want you to ask yourself, and everyone on here, I want you to answer this question: how many years are you keeping the next car that you're buying? But first of all, who's shopping for a car now, or you will be in the next 12 months? Type me in the comments. If you're shopping right now, like Deshone, I'm in the market right now, or you will be in the next 12 months, type me in the comments. Okay, I see you on TikTok. Anyone shopping for a car? Michelle, she's shopping. Okay, if you're shopping for a car right now, or you will be in the next 12 months, type me in the comments. All right, Black Hummingbird. Yep, I see you. El Rel on YouTube, I see you. Jesus on YouTube, I see you. All right. The first question I want y'all to answer, everybody, is how many years you're keeping the next car? How many years are you keeping the next car? This is very important because this is the buying versus leasing question. How many years are you keeping the next car is the buying versus leasing question. So your Black Hummingbird, when you shop, is going to depend on how long you have. If you got a backup car, then there's no rush. If you don't have a backup car, then you need to find out, are they giving you a rental? You know, because that's going to dictate. I can't really give you any more information without knowing that. So if you want to tap in, follow up, we'll try to get your follow-up question here. All right, go ahead, shoot the next one up, though, and let's see if we can get the follow-up for Black Hummingbird. I'm shopping by used. I don't even know what that means. Go ahead, Dolan. Okay, this one's from TikTok. My third live. I need a used car by June 1st. So lost. Where you lost? Everyone learns differently. So you have to ask yourself, how do you learn? There are people on these lives. We've already gotten DMs and emails saying that people use the show, they use the strategy, and they got cars. So we've only been doing these shows for a couple weeks now. That's because they can learn that way. Somebody else who can't, you got to be honest with yourself, but I give you the information in multiple different ways. In my book, if you're a book person, in my video library, it's up to you. But if you're sitting here, because everything we do on this show, I try to break it down. No, we don't rush through answers. I don't give y'all one-word answers. Every question, we pretty much take it and we break it down to the nth degree. And some of the things you guys have similar questions, so we've answered them on multiple shows. But you have to know how you learn in order for you to win. Okay? If you're lost here, then you could stick around and we'll continue to do what we do here. But you have to know how you learn. That's why we make information available in a multitude of ways. You see people who have my book. Some people could piece deals together with my social media videos, even though they're all different topics. Used cars, buying cash, leases, they're all different types. So you got to really piece them together. Some people do it that way. It's up to you. But don't just sit there struggling, man. Not at the cost of what it costs. Not at what it costs. All my information is available and it's affordable. Some of it's free, a lot of it is free. But every single product I offer, from my coaching program to my book, it's all affordable. So get in where you fit in, brother. That's really the best advice I could give you. All right, go ahead, Dolan. Shoot the next question. Okay, this one's from YouTube. LRel, what's going on? Peace, Deshone. I'm in the market for a used pickup truck for work. Never had one. How do I narrow down a reliable make model? Okay, so if I'm looking at you, the question you're asking is about the quality of the car, not finding a good one. So, example, let's just say there's a Dodge, a Dodge pickup truck. I'm just making this up, and that vehicle has a low reliability score. It doesn't matter if I go find a good one and I use my steps, the steps I'm going to go over with you to find a great used car, because the car overall has a low reliability score. Some Nissans have a low reliability longevity score because of their transmission. It doesn't matter if you use what I'm going to teach you to narrow it down to a great one, because the vehicle overall has a low longevity score. So I think the question you're asking is, how do I find a vehicle that has a good reliable one, and then I'll go shop for it. And because we could switch it. You could have a vehicle that has a high reliability score, high longevity score, but then you got a bad one because you didn't have a process on how to get it. So I think you're asking the first question, which is top level, how do I choose some good vehicles? And that's really Google, and we have a process. It's in our shopping process where we do a reliability check on every single vehicle. It takes 5 minutes to do. You're going to type in the specific year, because years change. You might have a 2019 that has low reliability scores. In 2020, they fixed it. So we got to make sure we're adding the year when we do this Google search. But if I'm looking for a pickup, I'm looking at like a 1500, and I'm looking at, what I need. Some people need 2500 if you need heavy duty or something like that. But then what you're doing is typing it into Google, and you're looking at all the competitors. I'm looking at the Toyota pickup. I'm looking at the Dodge pickup. I'm looking at the Ford pickup. I'm looking at the Chevy pickup. And then I'm just choosing, all right, which one of those do I like? All right, I like those two. Then I'm deciding which one I'm going to like. Now, if you're buying used, you can't test drive it, because you can't test drive a used car until literally you're ready to take it home. You can't go and test drive one here, because the one you end up getting may drive totally different. That's just the way it is with used cars. So oftentimes what you're doing with used cars is you're looking at it, you're looking at videos on YouTube, but you're going to narrow it down to what you like, usually what you see in supermarkets, parking lots, on the road. Oh my goodness. Lord Jesus, help me get through this. And then what you're going to do is you're going to do that reliability check. So you go to Google, you type in the year 2019 Toyota Tundra reliability. Then you're going to skim that first page. So that first page of articles is going to tell you all you need to know. If you see low scores, if you see 7 out of 10 reliability, just skim out. Don't pay attention to any site from a dealer. This is part 4. This is in my book, because this is step 4. Because the next step after this car passes this test is now we're going to shop for it. You can't skip this. So that's why this is a really good question. Some of you are skipping the process of doing a reliability, longevity, and initial quality check on the cars you're getting. And that's why you get cars that are in the shop every 90 days. It's not because you bought a bad one necessarily. It's because the car itself has a low rating. Transmission's going out on you because you didn't do a longevity check to see that that car is known to have transmission problems at 80,000, 90,000 miles. So if you skip this little 5-minute step, it could cost you thousands of dollars. So you want to do that reliability, skim those articles. And then because you're keeping long term, you're not leasing, you're going to do the same thing with longevity. So you're going to type in 2019 Toyota Tundra longevity. And that's when you're going to see what they're saying about the car long term. Does it, transmission issues, engine issues? Sometimes it'll say right at the top, these cars are known to last 200 to 300,000 miles when properly serviced. Then then the only mission is, all right, the car itself has great scores. Now I have to find a good one. Okay? That's step one now. Okay? That's where you start. Great question. Okay, go ahead, Dolan. Shoot the next one up. All right, we got Philip on Facebook. Would you say buying or leasing is better right now? Also, what about down payment with leasing? So, all right, you should never be in a position where you're asking yourself, should I buy or lease this car? Based on what you feel. Yeah, so I feel like I should buy. No, the buying or leasing question is based on how long you're keeping the car. I have something that I do that I teach called the 8-year rule. The 8-year rule says that if you're not buying a car to keep at least 8 years, you should be shopping for a lease. Reason being is there is no way for you to get a great deal on a car if you buy it when you should have leased it. Because lease deals, when you get a great lease deal, it's so good, it's so low, it's so much less money out of pocket that it will take a buyer years to catch up with you. We did a scenario in the last show where we compared this deal that one of our students got, Frina, who uses my stuff. And anyone who's using my stuff is going to get these deals if you follow my process. It's not, you don't have to be great. You could be a bad negotiator. It doesn't matter. As long as you know how to use a computer and do copy and paste, you can get these deals. But we compared her deal, which she got at $579 a month on this $65,000 car, and we compared it to a purchase, which would be literally $900, $1,000 a month. So how do we make this decision? Very simple. If you are not buying your car to keep for 8 years, you should be leasing it, because in the middle, y'all know when I break this out, if you've been on the show before, this is the depreciation scale. This is how your car goes down in value. I know some of you have been taught, I want to buy my car, I drive as much as I want. I don't want to pay for the miles. But you're paying for your miles. Because check this out. You buy your car here for $30,000. A year later, even if you don't drive it, it's no longer worth $30,000. At best, it's worth $22,000. If you don't drive it 1 mile, it's probably worth $25,000. You lost $5,000 and you never drove it 1 mile. That's depreciation. So your car is depreciating like this. Year 1, year 2, year 3. That's why you flipping these cars, buying cars, trading them in 6 months, a year. You're losing at least $5,000, $10,000, but they'll hide it in a monthly payment. See, a cash buyer, you never do this. Some of you who are like, I pay cash, you never do it. You never buy a car, turn around, I don't like the car, I'm gonna trade this thing in. Because when you come in and they tell you, well, I know you just paid 35, but we could only give you 28. I just bought the car 6 months ago. You know what I mean? I lost $7,000 that fast? Yep, at least. You're like, all right, I'm not doing that. But with a payment, they'll hide it in the payment, and you don't understand. You just lost $7,000 in 6 months. So this is how you have to see this short-term ownership when you buy a car. My car is going down in value 20% the first year, 15% the third year. It's losing thousands of dollars. But if I keep it a long time, 7 years, 8 years, it starts to level out where I'm not losing that money anymore. If you have a car outside your house right now that you've had for more than 8 years, I want you to type the number of years you've had the car. Everybody on here, we're live. This is our 3 p.m. Thursday live show. This isn't a rebroadcast. So tell me right now, everyone who has a car outside, type how many years you've had the car. How many years? If it's 8, if it's 9, 10, 12. Had somebody on the last broadcast, somebody said they had like a 15-year-old car outside. You'll notice this, Gilda, you got an 11-year-old car outside. Here's what you'll notice. Your car is no longer losing value like this every year. Your car is no longer losing value like this every year. You're going to look and say, let's assume right now, Gilda, your car is worth, I'm just making up a number. I don't know the car or nothing. Let's say it's worth $8,000. A year from now, it's going to be worth close to $8,000. Probably worth $75,000. That means you've won. So when you're trying to, when you are buying, wow, Carol's Care has a 18-year-old car outside. So that means you've won, because this is how you win with a purchase, and pay very close attention to what I'm about to say. You don't win when you pay off the car. You pay off the car, but your car's still dropping like this. You didn't win yet. You didn't win yet. You win when you actually pay off the car and now the car is not dropping in value. You beat the depreciation. That's when you win purchasing. A lot of people were taught, don't keep the car that long. And that's where you're losing. That's why leasing is for you. Because there's only two ways you're going to avoid those hits. You're either going to keep the car long enough to get to where people like Gilda and Carol are. Look, Big Rich has these are people who kept cars long term, or you're going to get great lease deals where you're paying pennies on the dollar and you're winning. But those of you who are stuck in the middle, we got to get you out the middle, because you are losing the most money. You buy cars, you resell them. You buy cars, you trade them in 2 years, 3 years, you're losing the most money. You lease, but then you buy the lease. You're losing the most money. You're stuck in the middle. You got to pick a side. There's only two ways to win. Great lease deals, long-term ownership. Anything in the middle, you're losing thousands and thousands of dollars in depreciation. All right, we clear? All right, perfect. Shoot the next one up, Dolan. I see you, Luscious. I purchased the book. Awesome. Congratulations. Enjoy it. This whole show is sponsored by my new book, y'all. It's called Car Shopping. It's called Cars from Home. 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealers. So we have a welcome special. So you can get your book for 75% off the whole broadcast. Well, 30 minutes. It's normally $97, but you can get yours. We're rated 4.94 on Goodreads. You can get yours for $24 as long as you get to my bio before the 30 minutes expires. And $97 is a great price. Because here's the thing. I got a lot of books on my shelf. I cannot tell you a lot of books that saved me a lot of money. And my goal for this book was to be one of the books where you look at and say, man, this book right here has saved me thousands and tens of thousands of dollars. And that's my goal for the book. And we've been doing well at that. So, all right, this one's from Instagram. Mission Green. I'm in a purchase for 2 years with negative equity. Want to get into a lease. How can I walk away with the least out-of-pocket cap? So, you're in a purchase right now. You realize, Deshone, I'm not keeping my cars 8 years. I want to transition to a lease. Okay, so what you're going to do, the first thing you're going to do is an equity assessment. Equity assessment is when you find out you're going to get the highest bid, because we never sell a car. We don't trade cars. We never replace a car without getting bids on it. We never buy a car without getting bids on it. We never take a loan without getting bids. So what we are doing is we need to get bids, because bids are going to tell us what is the highest offer we can get for our car, which means that would be the smallest amount of negative equity we could possibly have. So as you get these bids, you're going to get your payoff from your bank, call your bank, get your payoff, then go to CarMax. We like to get 6 bids. CarMax, Driveway, Carvana, Kelly's Blue Book Instant Cash Offer. Do not use kellysbluebook.com. It's nothing but a marketing website that it does us no good. Kelly's Blue Book Instant Cash Offer. Auto Nation Sell My Car, and Car Guru Sell My Car. Now, that'll get you 6 offers, And once you have those 6 offers, you'll know this is what my best case scenario is when it comes to my negative equity. That's my best case. There's 2 ways to get out of negative equity and get a car. There's 3 ways to get out of negative equity, but one of them doesn't lead to a car right now. So we're talking about the first option. That's what you do, and you want to pay the difference. So you're going to get all those bids, and you're going to look and say, okay, I got a $4,000 negative equity if I sell my car to AutoNation. They're the highest bid. Highest bid, 4,000 negative equity. I would not be taking any other money other than the putting it to the negative equity. If you got $4,000 in your pocket or anything and you're like, hey, should I put this down? No, we're going to get the next car with no money down. We need to minimize our negative equity by taking the highest offer from the online bidders. Now, once that happens, we close the gap, and that's the way to move. That's the best case scenario. So if you can't do that, then what you're going to do is you have to trade. This is the only time we trade cars. There is no other time where we are going to trade a car because you don't get the most money trading a car. You don't get the most money trading anything. If you think about it, if you got a lawnmower and I got a bike, and I'm like, man, look, I'll trade you my bike for your I'll trade you my bike for your lawnmower. Neither one of us is really getting the most money that we could get. That's a trade. It's like a little compromise. I take a little less because I got something you want, you got something I want. It's different than me saying, you know what, I got a bike. Let me see the most money I can get for my bike, and then I come back and pay you for the lawnmower. And this is how you have to see it. This is why we don't trade. Because when you trade, you're not making the buyer win a bid. You're not making the buyer bid. You're just saying, whatever you could pay me, I'll take it. That's why the first option I just laid out is the best option. But some of you don't have the cash to pay the difference. So you have to now forget about the old car right now. You shop for your new car and you get bids. So let's just say in that example, I find out I'm you. I can't cover the difference and sell to the online bidders. Now I'm going to start shopping for my lease. So let's say I'm shopping for a Jeep Grand Cherokee. I get my offers. I find out who wins the bid. I identify you're the highest bidder, and I'm going to that dealer and saying, okay, you're the best bid. Can you tell me what you could pay for my old car? I'm not telling them what I owe. That doesn't matter. I'm just seeing what could you pay for my old car? And then I'm going to have them get an offer. Now, it's not, in 99% of the time, you guys, it's not going to be what you thought it was. If your highest offer over here with the online bidders was 22, do not think that dealer who won the bid is going to say, I'll give you 22. They probably say, the most I can pay for it is 20. And you have to take it because they can't win both bids. That's just almost impossible. The fact they're going to outbid all their competition on the car you're trying to buy from them. So I beat all these other Jeep dealers to win your business, and I'm going to beat CarMax, Boom, Driveway, all these other companies and pay you more for your trade. That's not going to happen. So that's why I say the first option is the best, because the second option, you're going to have more negative equity because the dealer cannot pay as much as the online bidder. So now that's what you would do, and you would tell them, okay, please add it to my deal, and you'd have to roll it into the lease over there. Third scenario where you can't get out is if you have too much negative equity. You're either going to need cash or you're going to need to pay the loan down. It's that simple. Because when you bring that negative equity over, the bank only has a certain amount that they're going to approve. If you're buying a $40,000 vehicle, they're not going to approve $55,000 because you got all this 10 grand negative equity, 12 grand, you're just trying to slap it on. You can have a 900 credit score. That's why I call negative equity the bad credit for people with good credit, because it can literally prevent you from getting a car. So that's when you have to pause, or you got to put money down to try to get within the loan to value ratios. And that's why I say get out of negative equity and stay out of it. And 99 times out of 100, the reason for your negative equity is you don't lease. You don't lease. You buy cars, you take out 5-6 year loans on them, God forbid longer, 7 years, 8 year loan, and then you trade those cars in before the loan's paid off. That's what's happening 99 times out of 100 to cause people negative equity. And we got and that's the cause. So I just gave you the solutions, but I also want you to know the cause. And that because you're already moving to a lease, you already understand, which is good for you. You already understand, all right, I'm not buying cars anymore until I want to keep something 8+ years. I'm going to start leasing. So this should be your last time ever having negative equity. Okay? Great question. All right, Dolan. Let's throw the next one up. Great question, Mrs. Green. Mission Green. All right. We are live, y'all. It's our Thursday, 3 p.m. live show. Shoot your questions in. Dolan's going to pull them in one by one. We're going to try to get through as many as we can. What's the best way to start about negotiating from the online price? Is this for a new car or used car? This is RT. I don't want to mispronounce your name. How do I get your book? S. Lewis, it's in the comments. Dolan, can you make sure we got the comment for S. Lewis here on YouTube? For those on YouTube, in the comment, we should have a pinned comment where you can just click it. You go to deshonsbook.com, or you might be watching us on a screen. If you're watching us on a television screen, you can scan that QR code with your phone, and you can get it that way. If you're watching us on TikTok or Instagram, you can go to my bio. There's a link in my bio, and you can grab your copy. And you won't leave the broadcast. You'll still be able to hear us, but you can get your copy before that 30 minutes expires and the book goes back up to $97. Okay, when are you really live? I'm live right now, TFD. I don't want to mess up your name. So, all right. So I can't wait for you to answer, but what's the best way to start negotiating from the online price? So let's just assume you're talking about, are you talking about a used car? If you're talking about a used car, here's what you got to know. There's two types of dealers. One dealer posts great prices and sells cars very fast. That's I didn't witness this until I worked for a Lexus deal. I worked for Lexus for like 6 months. It wasn't for me. Great car, but it wasn't for me as far as the dealership. It's just I had already sold Mercedes. Mercedes was a little bit more exciting clientele because it's just a bunch of different people. There's luxury people, there's sports people, there's performance people. So I went back to Mercedes. But what I saw with this dealership is this dealership was big on volume. Great price, not going to mark the car up a lot. So if you come in thinking, or if you call thinking, hey, take $3,000 off because you're programmed to negotiate, you're not programmed to know a good price. See, when you know the used car market, which is what I teach, this is what I teach in my book, it's what I teach on the show. You need to know the used car market because, and remember what I'm about to say, this is very important. What's hurting you is you don't even know a deal when you see it. I've had people who are I'm literally making them an offer that I know the dealership is daggone my manager don't even want to do this deal, but they need it. We need the deal. We behind on our numbers. I'm selling the car. We ain't making, it's like pretty much a break even triple net deal. And they're still looking and questioning it. There's nothing we can do. And the reason why I never get in that situation, and the people who listen, if you listen to me, you'll never be in that situation, is because when you have multiple offers, you know a deal. See, the reason why those people would question if this was a deal, they didn't have enough offers. They didn't see that there's offers $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 more than the one I was making them to know confidently, Deshone, this is better than every offer I got so far. Let me take this and get up out of here. So you don't know a deal when you see one, and that's hurting you. Because someone who knows a deal, like me, or like somebody that listens to me, give you an example. Some of you are in the same town as some of you have my book. And some of you are actually shopping for the same car that someone else on here is shopping for. that means y'all are competing. So someone who's using my stuff and who knows a deal and who's sitting here talking to multiple dealers while you looking at one dealer slow and doing this, they're going to get that car out of before you even have a time to wonder if this was a good deal. Oh, you know what? That is a good deal. Let me call them back. That car's gone. It's gone. So that's the first type of dealer. They price the cars to sell, and they're not going to be online for more than 24, maybe 48 hours, and they're gone. The other used car dealer is dealers who price them high, and they prepare to negotiate. They're ready because they know people want to see a discount, and they're waiting for somebody like you to come in and say, okay, knock $2-3 grand off, you know. But if they're overpriced, what does it matter? If you're overpriced $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, and you take $3 grand off, you're still, it wasn't the best deal. So don't think so. Some of the best used car deals, when I bought my Infiniti truck, he literally only had $800 he could give me when I got there. I didn't ask for it when I was on the phone because, again, what I say, I'm trying to teach y'all the psychology. I don't want you to know everything that goes on behind the scenes. I just want you to know what to do. But every now and then I got to tell you why you should be doing this. When that car comes on, and that dealer knows this is the best price in the market, this car is not going to last for 48 hours. You call them and say, hey, could you do another 1,000 off? Click, not even interested. One, the car just got here. I don't know who you are. I don't know if you're serious. Listen, we ain't got no time for that. What we do when we find that best car is we know we've done all our research online from home. I'm on my way. Only thing I need to know is, has the car been smoked in? Because I can't see that online. That's the only thing. We verified that there's no fake fees, because some dealers will price a car low and then they add fake fees because they want you to come without even asking them about the fees. And the second type will, hey, the car's been smoked in, and if you don't ask them, you'll get there and be like, oh, car smells like smoke. That's the only two things we verified. No bogus fees. Nope, hasn't been smoked in. I'm on my way. Then when I get there, we test drive. Car meets our test drive. All right, boom. Can you do another 500 off, 700 off? Because I already know it's the best price in the market. See, when you know the market, you negotiate intelligently. When you don't know the market, you come in, hey, listen, take $3 grand off. You don't realize you look ridiculous. I don't want you looking ridiculous saying, yo, man, I can't do it. You haven't done your research. I don't want you leaving, oh, man, that dealer don't want to make a deal. No, you didn't know a deal. And you leaving and you like, oh, man, I'm going to find somebody. So this is the science of car shopping online. This is the science. You got to be able to know, is this car the best price in the market? If so, I'm not going to ask for any discount until I get there. Because once they see me, I drove it, they know I'm serious. I know the car's the best price in the market. Hey, can you do another 500? Even if they say no, I know they won. All right, I won. But if they say, yeah, listen, I wouldn't normally do it because the car just got here, which is true. I know that. But, you're here. All right, $500, we got it. Or, hey, look, can we split it? I really don't have the room. In which case, we know they're telling the truth because we know the market. You got it. We'll do it. This is how you get below market used car deals. You don't just stumble onto them. You get what I'm saying? Is everybody clear on that? Type clear if y'all are following what I'm saying. Clear if you're following what I'm saying. You're not going to accidentally stumble into a below market deal. It takes strategy to get below market deals. If everybody could get below market deals, they wouldn't be below market deals. They'd be average deals. Does that make sense? All right, glad we clear. I see you, Michelle. All right, shoot the next question up, Dolan. Let's roll. Let's keep it going. I see you, Rose, on Facebook. All right, Blooming Chosen One from Instagram. Almost done closing at 1%. Let's go. Come on. Come on. That's what I want to hear. Come on. If y'all don't understand, Blooming Chosen One is about to close a 1% lease deal. That means her lease pay, I'm assuming that this is a woman. I can't see, so forgive me if there's no picture. She's about to close a lease deal at 1%, which means her lease payment is 1% of the MSRP, no money down. I just want to make sure it's clear, chosen one. If it's money down, it's not 1%. It should be like $400 a month. I'm giving you $400. Car's $40,000. That's 1%. So, any tips on techniques for finding great deals on insurance? I use Insurify or I use Jerry. These are apps that shop on websites that shop multiple carriers. And I know it's Kayak and stuff like that, but what I found is Insurify has like insurance companies that we don't know about. It's painful shopping for insurance unless you have something that's actually, because think about all the insurance companies around us that will want to give us auto insurance. We don't know about them though. Small companies, they don't have the advertising budgets. So you want a tool that's going to connect you with all these insurance companies, not just the big name ones that we all know, Liberty Mutual, State Farm, that got the, $1 billion marketing budget. Some of the smaller insurance companies, we want to get those offers. And so Insurify.com, I'm not sponsored by them. I just love multiple offers. So I love multiple offers. And so any tool that gets me multiple offers on anything, I love. So yeah, that's what I would say. So keep me posted. I told you I want to see your deals. See, she ain't even say what car she's looking at. That's how we know. See, people with no skills, all they talk about is the car. Just got the new Range Rover. Yep, just treated myself. Retirement gift. All they talk about is the car. And I'm not stepping on your toes, but you like Deshone, that's me. That's me. I know who I'm talking to. When you start getting skills and buying cars, making people bid 90 minutes from home, using my systems, the first thing that you're excited about is the deal. The car is second, but the deals, once this deal's closed, now I'll get excited about the car. All right, good job. Great job. I love it. Go ahead, shoot the next one up, Dolan. All right, from TikTok. Is it true that there is no need for down payment? That if you do it, it goes to the salesperson's commission. If you do it wrong, if you are doing a down payment, it's between you and the lender. If you go in and you're a payment shopper, then your down payment is usually going to go to commission. A payment shopper says things like, how much does that car cost a month? Okay, that's a little high. Could could you get it to, could you get it like under 6? That's a payment shopper. No idea about the numbers, just talking about payments. If you stop doing that, and if you've done that, see, I don't want to, look, I hope we're building a community here where people could be honest. If you've done that, type ouch in the comments. If you've gone into a dealer, looked at a car, and said, how much those run a month? What kind of monthly payments are on those? And I know that there's some people who are not gonna be honest, but this is how a lot of people shop. It's a payment thing. Yeah, okay. I appreciate it. I see. All right. I see we got some. All right, we got some people being honest in here. I see you. I see you, Michelle. I see you, Bye Lion. Not Michelle. So that's where you get in trouble. So what do you do outside of that? You separate the payments from the car. The payment you handle when you're shopping for, look, Byron on YouTube said, ouch, just experienced this past weekend. It's terrible out here. It's great out here for us, okay? It's terrible when you have no strategy. It's terrible if you're winging it. It's great out here for us. And I'm not even saying that, underplaying that. Like, I've been doing this so long, and I got just so many people that done learn from me, and so many people getting cars. I got a private group, so I get to see this stuff. You know what I'm saying? If you guys been on these shows, I share people's stuff. I share Tope stuff, Greg's deal. This is our book, 4.94 on Goodreads. Get your book 75% off, or you can wait and miss the 75. You can pay $97. Either way, it's worth it. Either way, but $24 is better than $97. In my TikTok bio, you got 30 minutes, or in my Instagram bio. But check this out. Kimberly's deal. She saved 20 grand off her Maserati. Look, Bonita, Middle of the pandemic. So we've been hearing since we started this whole thing, yo, it's terrible out here. Man, there's no deals out here. Middle of the pandemic. Look, December 2022. Blood in the streets. Kia Telluride, one of the most popular vehicles of the last 3 years. Bonita, from home. Kia, 2023. 600 down, 600 a month. People paying $800-900. It's people right now that's going to watch this broadcast that has this particular car paying $700,000-$900,000 a month for it. This same vehicle. So, Charles, Hyundai Palisade, top 5 most popular vehicles the last 5 years in this category. Look, $597 a month, $48,000 truck. So it's what you know. In fact, it's what you don't know. So I would tell you, yes, when you are winging it, when you shopping, when you just winging it, yeah, Byron, it's gonna seem like, man, it's horrible out here. When you step back and start using my bidding systems and letting these deals come to you, letting loans come to you, you're gonna feel like you're in control. You call the shots. Okay? So that's what I want everybody to know. It's all perspective. You know, somebody who's never had a fight in their life may be like, oh, shoot, I'm going to lose this fight. Mike Tyson, he's not worried about losing a fight. And I hope he's not throwing this fight. So, another end. It's all about what you know. You learn better skills, you get different results. You keep the same skills, keep shopping like our grandparents shop, keep shopping like our parents shop when there was no internet, keep shopping like it's 2005, you're going to get those same results. All right? Everything I'm talking about, y'all, is in my book. This whole show is sponsored by my book, Cars from Home, 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealerships. My whole shopping system is in there. You can get yours in my bio. I just said that. So go ahead, Dolan. Shoot that next question up that you had up on the screen. My lease is up this year, but I'm over 4,000 miles, and a car dealer just told me if I lease again that I'll have to pay for the over miles. What do I do? Okay, I want you to know something, and I want you to hear me clearly. Dealers who tell you they'll cover the mileage. I know some of you have heard this in the past. You know, my dealer said if I release a car from them, they took care of the mileage for me. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. Mileage is never taken care of because mileage is between you and the bank. You told me you were going to drive this, the bank, not the dealer. Dealer has nothing to do with the car. Once you drive off the lot, it's between you and the bank. It's between you and the leasing company. So when you go over miles, the bank says they told us they were going to bring this car back with 36,000 miles on it. They already have an estimated value of what they're going to sell the car for, and it's based on 36,000 miles. That's why if we're under miles, we always do an equity assessment. You're going to do this either way, Miss B, but this is one of the main reasons when we're under miles, it doesn't matter, because if we drive less than we told them we were going to drive, we want to see if there's any equity that we can actually pull out. If you didn't know you can sell a lease, yeah, that's another discovery. Aha moment, you can. We've been doing it for years. So, but going back to this case, if you're over miles, you got to pay for it because you can't give it back to them. It comes out of their profit. So what do we do to try to minimize this? One, we don't let a dealer tell us we're going to work this out for you. We have to do our own equity assessment. So you want to see what your position is. You want to call the leasing company, get your payoff. This is the second step in my process. Once you know whether you're going to buy or lease again, that's step one. Now, if you have a car to replace, you own it, you lease it, doesn't matter. Anything you're replacing, we got to do an equity assessment on it. So we're going to call the bank, get our payoff. If it's paid off, obviously we don't have to do that. And then you're going to get that payoff, and then you're going to get those offers I talked about earlier in the show. If you missed it, I don't want to go through the whole equity assessment process because we already did it. And for the people who've been on here, I don't want to repeat the whole thing. But if you go on YouTube, if you go on Facebook, you'll be able to see the broadcast. Go to the section on equity assessment and follow that process, because you need to see, can I sell this vehicle and break even, get out of it? Or if I have a mileage penalty, you know, does it make more sense for me to actually get out now, which in a lot of cases it probably won't because you have payments remaining. So if you got out now, see, if you sell it, it's clean. So if you sell it, and it goes back to what we were talking about with what somebody asked the question about the negative equity. Let's just say I'm you. I do my equity assessment. I find out to get out of the lease, I got to contribute like $1,000, but I could get out now. When I sell a lease, there's no penalty. It's literally no payments due, nothing. It's everyone's whole. That's the only way everyone's whole. My second option is I got to account for the payments I have left on my contract. If I got 5 payments left at $500 a month, that's $2,500. Does it make more sense for me to get out now and pay those payments? Probably not. Or does it make more sense for me to just wait and take the mileage penalty? So those are the 3 things you're comparing. Selling the car, and you're seeing what's the least money that comes out of my pocket. What's the best of those things? Selling the car, getting out now and taking the payment hit, because all those payments are going to be due. They're going to have to be rolled over to your next vehicle, or driving the car until you get close to the end of the lease, and maybe maybe it depends on how much you drive per month, and maybe you're 8,000 miles over, and that's a $2,000 mileage penalty. So these are the things you have to think about. But I'm telling you that if you just walk into a dealer and say, hey, could you work this up for me? Now you don't even have the luxury of guaranteeing you got the best price on the car. So now, because they see you as desperate, oh, she needs help, she don't know what she's doing, so let's just work these numbers, move these numbers around, and tell her, hey, we got you to this payment. Does that work? Now you're a payment shopper and you don't even know. Just give me to a monthly payment that makes sense. You didn't realize that you overpaid, and they're packing that deal, and you overpaid by probably $4 or $5 grand because you wanted to let them do it. So those are 3 scenarios, and it all starts with the equity assessment. Because like I said, you might be able to do that equity assessment and find out, oh, I could come up with $1,000 and I'm out of this thing clean right now. Or you might break even. It depends. That's why it's always an equity assessment. Equity assessment is probably everything in our process is important, but my God, skipping the equity assessment, you're skipping probably half of your transaction. Okay? And if you don't know how to do equity assessment, watch the show earlier. If you have my book, it's all in there. It's up to you. Go ahead, Dola, shoot the next question. Bought your book. Thank you for doing this. Thank you, Michelle. Enjoy it. Use it. Use it and win for the rest of your life. Use that book. And it's a digital book, so you don't have to worry about when it needs updating. I just update it. You'll open it one day. Like, let's say you get your car now. A year from now, you open up that book and you're like, all right, I need another car. My spouse need a car. My child need a car. Man, wait a minute. There's different stuff in here. That's why you always keep the email I send you with the master link in, because that's where I update the book. All of you who got the book, when you download it, don't save the email, because when you click that master link, that's where I update the file whenever something changes. So, and I couldn't do that with a print book. I can only do that with a digital book. Yeah, don't worry. I don't do trades, J. Paul. So if you ever see somebody selling crypto, all of that, like anybody with a decent amount of followers is going to have knockoff accounts. Like, I do car education. That's all I do. I don't do crypto. I don't do none of this other stuff. It's been fake Deshone the Auto Advisor accounts since we was on TikTok. We got 1.5 million followers on TikTok. The fake Deshone the Auto Advisor accounts started popping up. Nothing we can do about it. You got to watch it, though. Watch it. Okay, this one's from Instagram. Considering a lease of a Lexus electric vehicle. First time lease customer. Do you have any advice shopping for a lease premium electric vehicle? Same process. Same process. My system doesn't change. I'm gonna tell you, there's only one scenario where it changes, but electric cars, look, doesn't matter. Look at Sean. Bids. F-150 XLT electric. Bids. $73,000 vehicle. He got it for 57. He saved over 20 grand. Bids. That's electric. Electric. You don't know what rebates there are. You don't know what's what. Rolls Royce. Bids. Popular cars. Bids. Exotic cars. Bids. Doesn't matter. Process is the same. The only time that bidding is not called for when purchasing the car is with Tesla or any manufacturer where the price is set. No matter where you go in the country, it's the same price. You buy Tesla in New Jersey, same price in California, same price in Minnesota. One price all around the country. You order the car. That's it. I don't care if you have GM supplier pricing. That everyone's doing a different price. Some people are not going to tell you. They won't tell you what the rebates is. Some people, oh, Deshone, I'm a Ford employee. I get Ford special pricing. Bids. Because 80% of dealers are going to lie and not give you the real Ford special pricing. Everything's bids. Put everything under there. All right? Go ahead, Dolan. Shoot the next one up, brother. No, you don't bid. You don't bid, Coco. You're making people bid. This one bounced back Brian from Instagram. What's up? Hey, bro, I recently financed the BMW 330M, but the problem is they gave me a high APR. Sounds like a payment shopper. Listen, we got to take responsibility. You accepted a high APR. Now, how do you get out of it? Only way is to refinance. You can refinance or sell a vehicle. And so bids, what we do is, see, now let's just say for an example, you use our system we call the bank bidding war. Bank bidding war is 3 rounds. We check to see if there's any special interest rates. 1, no special interest rates on the car with your BMW 330M, probably not. You never know. But then if there's no special interest rates, we go and we get bids and we find a dealer that's going to sell us the BMW M for the lowest price. And it doesn't matter, popular cars. I had a young lady earlier this year. Well, no, that was last year. She was looking at the brand new X4M, redesigned, just redesigned, brand new body style. She got her offers. Best offer was $3,000 below MSRP. Worst offer was like $5,000 over MSRP. Brand new, newly designed, fresh in the country. No one's ever seen it. Bid, she got $3,000 below MSRP. When people are paying thousands more than that. So it doesn't matter the car. Now, once we, but that's that's the part where I say you separate the loan from the car. You separate the loan from the car. We find the dealer who's going to sell us the car for the lowest price. Once that's done, now this is when we talk about the second round of the bank bidding war, which is my bank, my credit union, online lenders, not the dealer yet. The dealer is round 3. The dealers' banks, the dealers' credit unions, that's round 3. That's the final round. Second round is I'm coming home, getting my bank, my credit union, online, giving them my information, going online, car loans online, looking at everyone that I can find that gives car loans in my area, letting all these people run my credit, because if you do this right, it doesn't affect your credit other than one hard inquiry. It shows all the inquiries on your report, but when you rate shop using the bank bidding war strategy, at the end of the window, it only weighs on your credit like one hard inquiry. But you got to do this in this small window. Takes 2 days. First one is all of those bank, that's the round 2. So now let's say my best rate from that round 2 is 7.9 interest rate. Okay, round 2's done. Now I'm calling the dealer who won the bid, who has my car waiting. I already reserved it. And I'm saying, okay, my bank or this bank gave me 7.9. If you guys can beat it, I'll give you the business. Now round 3 starts. with the dealer going to work. That's when the dealer's bank. See, the problem is the dealer was your first offer for financing, or one of your first offers. The dealer, when properly done, is our last offer. And so if he came back and at the end of those rounds, 8.99 was the best rate, you wouldn't have a question. You wouldn't be questioning it. You wouldn't be saying, oh, man, how do I get? You would still be considering refinancing because that's still the solution. Whenever rates get lower, you refinance. But you wouldn't be it wouldn't be they gave me that. It would be that was the best rate available at that time. So that's why you need to get bids for future reference. But in your case now, all you can do is find somebody to refinance the loan. And that's what you do. Type in car loan refinance online. Call your bank, call your credit union. Hey, I'm looking to refinance and see if they can be 8.9. Okay. For future reference, though, bank bidding war. Okay. And that's, we gotta, we need to, I want to get you to the point. You gotta, it's up to you. Use this. Everything I'm telling you is simple. Nothing I'm telling you is rocket ship building. This is all simple online processes from a computer. We got grandmothers doing it. We got introverts doing it. Doesn't matter. We don't even talk. Has anybody heard me say anything about talking? No. We're using online tools to get these processes done. That's why they work for everybody. If you had to talk, then yes, you could mess it up. But this is for the future reference. We want to guarantee that we got the best price. And the only way we're going to do that is with bids on everything. Okay? Go ahead, Dolan. Next question. Great question, though. All right. This one's from TikTok. Can24 Loco. Is a lease worth it if I know I'm going over the miles? You pick your miles. You pick your miles. I had somebody no, I don't even want to talk about him. Somewhere along the line they told him it was okay. So you pick the miles on a lease, and I would never in a million years pick less miles than I need. 10,000 miles per year, 12,000 miles per year, and here's what happens: if you see somebody who's intentionally picking less miles to save 20 bucks and to go from 10,000 miles a year to 12,000 miles per year is probably like 20 bucks a month. To go from 12,000 to 15,000 for most cars is probably another 25 bucks a month. So the difference between 10,000 miles per year and 15,000 miles per year, 15,000, no penalties. Deshone, I know I need 15,000, but I took 10. So you're going to do 15,000 anyway, and you're going to be penalized for the 5,000 per year over at 25 cents a mile. Instead of paying the additional $45 a month, which would be way less than the penalties, because 5,000 miles per year, 15,000 miles over at 25 cents a mile is $3,750. 45 bucks a month times 3 years is $1,620. Numbers are numbers. $45 a month more to my lease contract from the beginning, because that's the mileage I really need. I'm paying $1,620 extra over 3 years to have a comfortable lease experience, no penalties, and I can enjoy my lease. Versus taking 10, knowing I'm going to drive 15, and then looking and saying, Dad, I'm over miles by 15,000 miles, and how can I avoid this almost $4,000 bill that's coming? Choose your mileage wisely. Deal structure. Step 3, I got a whole step in my process on deal structure. This falls under deal structure. So we never take a lease knowing we're going over the mileage. We just never do that. We're setting ourselves up to not enjoy the lease. For what? That's it. Step 3 in my process, part of deal structure. I got a section in my book on this, is choosing your mileage wisely, where you look and estimate how much you drive, Or if you have a car, you just look back and say, all right, I drive 12,000 miles per year. You can look back at what you drove. If you don't have a car, then you're just going to look and say, all right, how many miles do I drive to work? Okay, and you add the miles up, and you'll see throughout the year. Oh, plus I'm gonna take a vacation. I want to go down. I want to go on vacation 2 times a year. That's gonna be another 1,000 miles each. All right, perfect. I need 14,000 miles a year. It's a 5 to 8 minute exercise, but you haven't been taught to do it. So there's nothing in I don't skip anything because I've been doing this since 2006. I've seen thousands of scenarios working in dealerships, General Motors, Mercedes, thousands. And every time I see something that is horribly wrong, that's costing somebody money, I just make sure I add it to my process. Okay, I'm gonna make sure anybody who listens to me doesn't do that, because this is what happens when they do that. So we got to choose our mileage wisely to actually enjoy our lease. Okay. All right, y'all. Look, we hit 1 hour and 6 minutes. I'm gonna wrap it. I usually try to go like 1 hour and 15 minutes, but as y'all can see, I'm actually struggling to get through this. I need to go and get me some tea, and that's what I'm gonna do. This is our second show for the day, and some of you may be watching us on a rebroadcast, but right now we're live. We've been live Monday, Tuesday, just so y'all know, and I'll probably have a link in my bio by tomorrow to our calendar. But most days we're going live Monday and Tuesday, Thursday and Friday. We're going live at 12 noon Eastern time, 3 p.m. Eastern time. So that's when our show is going to air live. And every time you see us on a rebroadcast, we're going to have a sign on the top that says rebroadcast. So y'all know, okay, this is a rebroadcast. In case I couldn't watch the whole show, I was at work. So we rebroadcast all the time. But yes, always a pleasure, y'all. Let's keep winning. Shout out to the people who got my book. I appreciate y'all. Thank you to those who reviewed it, who helped us get to 4.94 on Goodreads.com. I appreciate you, and continue to use the book and continue to unlearn the bad stuff you learned about car buying. If you don't hear me say it, that's because I don't do it. And no one who listens to me does it. You hear somebody say, yeah, I was in the dealership. I was in there like 4 or 5 hours, but man, I was using what Deshone teach. He wasn't using what I teach, because we're not in dealerships more than 30 minutes. He wasn't 30 minutes tops. If we in there for more than 30 minutes, you could clearly say, this ain't what Deshone teach, because I'm only here to test drive, or I'm only here to pick up my car if they don't deliver. That's the Cars from Home way. So you can get your book in the bio, 75% off, as long as you didn't miss the countdown. Even if you missed it, it's $97. Great price, but all right. Let me get up out of here, y'all. And always a pleasure. God bless y'all. And make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. Tell a friend. All right. I'll see y'all on the next show. God bless you all.
The worst possible thing you could say when you walk into a car dealership. I spent 5 years with Mercedes-Benz, 5 with General Motors, and the worst thing a person could say when they walk in is, if you could just get me to this payment, we got a deal.
So your loan's probably still like 19, which means you got to pay to get out. You're upside down. It's called negative equity.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 9. Maybe episode 8. Either way, I'll make sure the right episode is in the comments. But welcome to Car Shopping Questions and Answers. This is our live show. It is Monday. This is our noon show. We want to make sure that you know when we're live and when we're rebroadcasting. So every time you see the rebroadcast, you'll see a badge that says previously recorded or rebroadcast or replay. But whenever you don't see that badge, then you know we are live, and you can engage with us and ask your questions, and we will make sure that we get through as many as possible. So come on in. Everybody just come on in. I'm actually just sharing this broadcast on Facebook now. And on TikTok, welcome. I see you, Claudia. I see you, Dreamer. You guys can start typing your questions in. And let's do a little housekeeping first while we let the first couple questions come in. If you don't know me, this is your first time ever on a live with me, type the number 1 in the comments. I want to give a welcome to the first time people who've never been on a live with us before. And welcome back to the people who've been here before. I'm your host, Deshone. I'm known as Deshone the Auto Advisor. I spent 14 years in the car business with Mercedes-Benz, General Motors, and running my own brokerage. And now what I do is I teach people the science of car shopping from home. I'm the author of Cars from Home, my new digital book, 7 Steps of Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealerships. And everything that I talk about, everything if you've seen any of my social media videos, everything is based on one of the 7 steps in our shopping system. So we don't hold back. So you guys can come in. I see a lot of people on TikTok coming in. Could y'all start tapping the screen if you're going to spend 10, 15 minutes with us? We're usually here for at least an hour. If y'all can start tapping the screen so we can let TikTok know we're about to talk some serious money over here. Frankie, I see you. Good to see you, Frankie boy. Thanks for sharing. Shout out to the sharers. And whenever we have the first question, we will certainly get down to it. Also, if you, all of you do have the opportunity to get my new digital book at 75% off. I always like to let you know about this welcome offer. The book is normally $97 and it's currently 4.94 stars on Goodreads.com. So thank you to all of you who have taken the time to rate the book, to review the book. But most importantly, thank you to everyone who's using the book so that you can stop car shopping like our grandparents. No offense, but most people are shopping the way our grandparents shopped before there was internet, before there was leverage. And my mission is to show anyone who's willing to listen how to stop doing that and how much money that's costing them today. All right. Did we get the first question yet, Dolan? If not, then listen, you know I could keep talking. Okay, here we go. Instagram. Shout out to Instagram. All right. How long should you wait to refinance? It's a good question. I would refinance when it makes sense. If you have rates are high right now compared to where they were a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. So if you guys are in a higher interest rate than you could qualify for today, then you want to refinance as soon as possible. If you have an 8% rate and you can refinance to a 6% rate, you guys know on this show, if I talk about the money, 2% on a $30,000 loan is thousands. That's not hundreds. So if you have it, on some of you have improved your credit. So you may have had a lower credit score a year or 2 years ago when you got your car, but now your credit score is higher. So you want to make sure you are following this guideline though. Most of the people who want to loan you money want you to take more for longer. That's just what they want you to do. I am of the mindset of you don't want to stretch the loan out long. You don't want to stretch the loan. You don't want to stretch so if you've already paid for a year or two, you don't want to stretch the loan out longer because they'll want you to take it longer. They'll tell you right up front, if you take a 6-year loan, your payment's going to be this. Meanwhile, you've already paid for 2 years. Don't fall in love with the new lower payment. Fall in love with paying as much as you can at the higher interest rate. So if you can pay a higher payment for 4 years, pay the highest payment you can to get the loan out of the way faster. Don't be tempted to stretch out the loan and go longer with it. Or else you're falling into that trap. Like I said, people want to loan you money, want to lend you more for longer. They take it for 6 years. You could always pay it off earlier. They're hoping you don't. Okay, so that's typically the rules of thumb that I like to follow. All right. This is from Instagram. Well, this is Luna. I was desperate and just got the first deal. I set a very high payment. Can I refinance for a smaller amount? Luna, weren't you on the show a couple days ago? I was desperate and just got the first deal. I set for a very high payment. Can I refinance for a smaller amount? It's probably going to be early for you to do that. Did you? Hold on one second. If you hold on, let me open the Instagram comments so I could actually see. I know Dolan's bringing the comments to the show, but I want to make sure I could actually see the Instagram comments. Hold on. Okay. So because if you just got the vehicle, I mean, you could try to refinance, but it depends on how high of a rate they gave you compared to what you could have gotten if you would have followed like our bank bidding war process. You bought a brand new 24 Mitsubishi. Okay. Haven't you been on the show, Luna? This isn't your first time, right? You've been here. You've been with us for a couple. You've been with us for oh, it was in December 2023. Okay. I appreciate it. Thanks for the information. That's why I wanted to see the comments so I could actually have the dialogue with you. Yeah, I mean, that's all you could do. You could try and you could try to refinance online. You can go on Google and type in auto refinance online and start to see what those companies look like and see if but you need to know your rate, and then you need to know what the companies that'll refinance you are offering you and see if it makes sense. If you got a higher rate than you could have gotten, then certainly you can refinance. If they got you the best rate that you could qualify, then you may have to wait a little longer, but usually, it doesn't hurt you to check, especially if you're in a considerably high interest rate. You certainly want to see if there's a possibility, because like I said, 2 points, 3 points on an interest rate is thousands of dollars, not hundreds. All right, TikTok, y'all gonna spend some time with us. Can y'all tap the screen and shoot the likes up if you're gonna talk money with us? Here's the thing, y'all. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Y'all know I've been this way from day one, and I can't be any other way. I'm considering, and some of you know, I'm gonna tell y'all a story because I'm gonna keep this real, 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 right? So in 2021, we did a podcast. It was called the Auto Advisors Podcast. The Auto Advisors Podcast got 10,000 downloads in the first 90 days, which was a great metric for a new podcast. I stopped it. You know why? Because we're in the way the podcast is, and I'm just keeping it 100% with y'all. I'm never going to stop doing the information, but if people don't engage with the show, then we'll just keep the rebroadcast going. The rebroadcasts are great. I'm 100 for my lifestyle, for my getting the information out. We do tons of free social media videos. I just don't want y'all to be questioning, Dad, why Deshone not doing the live show anymore? Because the live show needs to make sense. I've been telling y'all to share. I look at the shares. I see the people who come regular. I see not a lot of people share. All good. I just want y'all to know that when you can't ask the questions and you got to just do the rebroadcast, that's going to be the reason why. That's really going to be the reason why. Because we can sit back and we can let this live stream go 24/7. I love it. Dolan runs it. It's great. We sell a lot of books throughout the day. People get their questions answered. It's great. If y'all like Deshone, I would really like to ask questions and have the opportunity for my family to ask questions and get their questions answered, then y'all gonna have to show up. Y'all gonna have to show up. It's always been that way. Now, we're gonna have information everywhere for you. Free social media videos, my free masterclass is in my link in my bio. But if y'all want to keep this show going this way live and not just see 24/7 rebroadcast, then y'all gonna have to make sure y'all show up. And if we don't see the likes and we don't see the shares, then it's all good. That tells us everything we need to know. because there's nobody out there doing what we're doing right now. So if it was 20 other people doing these shows, then I understand. We got to make sure we're better than them. There's nobody doing what we're doing right now. So it's up to y'all. All right, so Dolan, let's go. TikTok question. Can I get a new lease with no money down and get the same car payment monthly, turning my lease in soon? But that depends on how good you're going to shop. See, if you got, a lot of people are going to be fooled into this conversation. Car salesman calling them saying, hey, I could get you out of your lease, keep your payment the same, and you'll be good. That's the conversation they're going to go for. Now they're going by 2021 and 2020, well, really 2021 payments, which were the highest in history. And what they're depending on is they're hoping that most people don't ask a question. You already been paying this, you already been paying the high payment. What if I could put you into 2024 for the same price? Meanwhile, those prices that you were paying were ridiculously high. All through the pandemic, most 99 probably percent of people were paying ridiculous payments. That's why I always show Bonita. So when you look at Bonita, Bonita is the one who got one of the most popular vehicles during the pandemic. It was a Kia Telluride, 2022. She got it for $600 out of pocket, $600 a month. That was like a 1.25% lease. How? Sitting at home and shopping offers. So to answer your question, don't comply. Your deal is going to be based on how well you shop. And what I'm teaching you to do is to stop going into dealers because 80% of them are overpriced. So you're going to go into a dealer, do your test drive, and then you're going to come home and you need to get at least 5 offers. Now you could do it my way. In my book, I have a strategy called the 25 to 5. We go online, we go to the dealer's websites, we put in what we want, 25 dealers' websites. It's a copy and paste template. Then we have conversations by email because out of those 25 dealers, figure about 10 are going to have a car we want. And then we're looking to get 5 to 7 offers. If you shop the right way, you're not shopping the right way if you don't see a $150 to $200 difference between your offers. You're just not shopping the right way because we know I've helped. Personally, we have about 1,600 people in our car shopping course, in my coaching program, and we probably have about 6,000 people who have my book. That's enough data for us to know when people send me their deals, 80% of dealers are overpriced. What's the message then? If you don't get 5 offers, you're going to overpay. Hands down. Not 3, not 4. Now, some people with Charles, if they're shopping for a really hot vehicle, like Charles got a Palisade a little while ago, he got 10 quotes. So he reached out to 35 dealers. But look what he's paying. $48,000, almost $49,000 vehicle, he's paying $597. And both of those deals were no money down. So if he didn't know how to shop, then he would be paying $700, $800. Some of you may be looking and saying, Deshone, man, I got a Palisade and I pay a lot more than that. Or, hey, but that's going to depend on how you shop. You must get at least 5 offers if you're truly going to see the bottom of the market, because 80% of dealers, 4 out of 5 are overpriced. So certainly you could do deals with no money down. It's not even a question. And don't pay attention to commercials, because what you'll see is neither one of those 2 deals that I just showed you were from a commercial. They'll probably, when you look at what a commercial says you can lease a Kia Telluride for, especially or a Palisade for, especially a $50,000 Palisade, it would be a lot higher than this, and it would be with 1,000 down plus tax plus fees. That's why you can't pay attention to commercials. So that's the answer. Don't pay attention to commercials and get at least 5 to 7 offers. If you do it my way, it's quick, takes about 20 minutes to contact all the dealers, and then you're using my email templates. Because what you got here, this is very important, you guys that are going to have conversations with dealers by email. You must know how to keep the conversation on your terms. You must know how to keep the conversation moving forward when people ask you, hey, can we get on the phone? Hey, can I get your phone number to call you? Hey, when can you come in? You must know how to have the conversation stay on your agenda. That's why I wrote the scripts. But even if you're not using my book and my scripts, make sure you are committed to staying the course, that you're not getting on the phone, you're not coming in, and that you're going to be shopping from home. Okay? Because salespeople will try to get you to come in. All right, go ahead, Dolan. Shoot the next one up. Okay. Hi, the dealer wants to run my credit card. I just watched one of your videos and you said don't let them do that. They want to run your credit card for what? Let's give Bless the chance to type. Are you purchasing something? They want to run your credit card to run your credit? Or did you mean they want to run your credit? What are they trying to run your credit for? I mean, your credit card for. Now, if you have made a deal with somebody, when we make a deal online, oh, you mean running your credit? For what? What's the purpose of you running my credit? And that's not even what they ask. See, when you request your offers, you're requesting your offers by email. And we're always telling them assume tier 1 credit. There's nothing else for us to focus on. What is the purpose? Now, again, let the 80% do what the 80% do. Lie, tell you stuff. You need to have other dealers in your inbox to know. Sometimes people say, well, Deshone, this dealer said, this one dealer said they don't lease. I said, okay, how many other dealers that you talked to said that? No one yet. Okay. When 80% of them say that, that means they don't lease that car. One dealer, they might be having customers come in, don't know what they're doing. Oh, yeah, no, we don't lease. Oh, okay. Well, I guess how much is it to purchase then? So let the 80% do what the 80% do. When we shop by the numbers, and when you shop by the numbers, you win, because if this dealer lies, the other dealers exposed that they lied. So one dealer says I can't lease, and then 4 other ones give me a lease offer. Clearly, you were lying. So don't worry about what one dealer says ever. That's why you need to be having multiple conversations at all times. Trying to get my payoff, my car finance. Shoot Jerry's. Can you put Jerry's question up from Facebook here, Dolan? Okay, trying to get my payoff. Thank you, Dolan. My car finance company says contact dealer. Should I contact dealer? What the heck kind of broke leg, half-wit finance company you with if they telling you call a dealer for your payoff? What's the name of the company? What's the name of the company? You got to realize how the banks is in bed with some of these dealers, and you're going to understand that. The dealers couldn't have did Hyundai. Why would they tell you contact the dealer for your payoff? Scumbag. I would call and speak to somebody else. The dealer has nothing to do with the car. If you don't pay that Hyundai, you don't pay your payment for 3 months, is the dealer coming to get the car, or is Hyundai coming to get the car? No, forget about the dealer. The dealer is just a franchise. They're there to sell you the car and put the deal together. Once you drive off, it's between you and the bank. It's between you and the leasing company. So why would the bank be telling you to go to the dealer? It's kind of like they're sending you, all right, so if you're calling for your payoff and the dealer says, oh, well, I'm going to charge you this much and this much and this much, because people will try to get their payoff, or people tried to buy their leases out, which is a terrible idea in most cases, but people were doing it and dealers were charging them a lot of money on top of their payoff, charging them fees on top of the payoff to buy their own lease. So I would call Hyundai and I'd ask for somebody else. I literally try to escalate that. Can I speak to a manager? Can I speak to somebody? Why are you telling me to call the dealer when the dealer is not who? The dealer has nothing to do with the car anymore at all. From the day you bought it, it's between you and the bank. You're the one that I owe. Why can't you tell me my payoff? And I would speak to somebody until I can get somebody on the phone who can give me an intelligent answer. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. TikTok quiet today. Y'all quiet on TikTok, boy. What's going on? Are y'all gonna send questions in? Let's keep them coming from Instagram then. TikTok, y'all usually be the ones sending the most questions. Let's go. What's up, Ron? What's up, James? Let's go. Type in your questions if you want. Let's go. We'll be here for about an hour. Deshone got the ebook. Sent email templates out, got responses, perfect. Using the counter offer calculator, perfect. And they either stop communicating or say I have to come in to do any further negotiations. We have scripts for that. We have scripts for that. No, none of the other dealers I speak to have said that. Just go to the script. Every single thing is a script because I know what they're going to say. I had to use those same templates. So always keep the conversation. When you make the last counter offer, it's always a question. That counter offer is a question. So now when they come back and say anything, you look for the script that replies to that and keep the conversation moving forward. You know, once you send the counter offers, now you're just getting to the point where you're trying to see who's the best one. That's it. The counter offer calculator makes counters based on the best offer. So whatever that best offer is, it counters everyone. See, and they may stop communicating because they're already high. So if somebody gives me a 1.1% lease and other people give me a 1.4, 1.5, 1.6, when I counter, I'm countering based on the 1.1. Because once one dealer gives me that type of discount, I know that y'all just choosing not to. That's why if they say, how'd you come up with that number? The script is always, it's a little bit lower than my best offer I have already. So they know you can act like this is the bottom price that you have, but we already have the best offer here. That's why we always put in the offers, and the counter offer calculator creates the counter offer based on the best offer. I don't care if none of y'all reply anymore because y'all already showed me y'all are overpriced. So I'm gonna let you know that based on my counter offer, I know this deal could be done. And if the lowest offer, which may happen, says, look, I don't have no more room, I gave you the best, then I snatch that offer. As long as you got 5, then that's really the bottom. And that's the purpose of the counter offer, is to make sure before you close the deal, you have made a counter to make sure you know where the bottom is. But don't let them respond. Forget it. They probably, oh, he made this low offer. You know you could do that deal, but that's all right. I'll get the car from your competition. All good. All good. All right, next question, Dolan. All right. All right. That might not have any other questions. I have an isolated event. Car was total. Check getting cut this week. Can I pay to speak with you 30 to 60 minutes for the single purchase? No. No offense. I've been helping groups. You gotta understand, y'all. Look, I have been helping groups buy cars. Look, let me show y'all something, okay? And I'm saying this so y'all understand, right? Since 2021, this is my private group right here. All right. This is my private group. We have 1,400 people in the group. Now, not everybody who joins us in Maps Academy joins the group, because some people just don't come to Facebook. They'll come on my Zoom coaching calls. But this is how I help people one-on-one. Not even one-on-one. This is how, when you see, can everybody see this? I just want to make sure everybody can see this. This is how I work with people. If you're getting my book, you got my book, you got my strategies. This is what we've been doing. Look at the dates. Look at the dates on these cards. All recent. So I don't work with it. It makes no sense for me to work with somebody one-on-one. I don't have to. The people who have been in my group since 2021, we get to the deals, because there's no situation that you're in that's a special situation. I guarantee you that. It doesn't matter. I've had thousands of scenarios. Nothing that you have is special where it requires this special process. Your car got totaled, you need a car, you're going to follow the 7 steps. That's not going to change. If you don't have a car, you can skip the equity assessment. The rest of the 7 steps apply. It doesn't matter. You think you need a special plan. No, you need a plan. And that's the plan that I have in my book or in my group or what I'm answering here. So you can feel free to ask your question. But your situation, this is very common. There's probably 1 million people around the country in your situation right now. Car was totaled, need a car. Common, very common. I know it's like overwhelming for you, not for me though. Super common. Okay, yeah, check your spam, Jerry. Check your spam or your junk folder. All right, Troop Tip. You see that question from Troop Tep on TikTok, Dolan? Unless you got something before that. All right, another one from Instagram. I'm looking to get an electric vehicle, and I'm not one to keep cars. I'm interested in getting a lease, but don't really know how the process works. You must get bids. You must get multiple offers, or you're going to overpay. Electric cars, doesn't matter. Same process. Bid, exotic cars. When you look at, Sean's getting an electric truck. He probably got it already. But he sent me this message, and he was looking at a $73,000 F-150 Lightning. He ended up getting $20,000 off the truck. Now he's buying it. He's not leasing it. So, Taupe had an electric BMW lease. She got a BMW i4 e-drop, $54,000. She got her bids. She ended up saving $8,500 total with the rebates and the discount. She's paying $690 a month for a $54,000 vehicle. So these deals that you're seeing, these are real deals. These are below market deals. These are not going to be had going into dealers and negotiating because one, you're never going to get that deal from an 80% dealer. It's not going to happen. An 80% dealer will never discount the car enough for you to get the best price. So you don't know. Unfortunately, there's no sign that's on, hey, we're an 80% dealer. Don't come here. There's no sign. The only way that you know is by getting multiple offers. Now, you could do it manually. You can call around, talk to some sales managers, and try to get at least 5 offers. We do it online. We do it with scripts and templates, and that's what's in my book. So if you just jumped on, my new book is called Cars from Home, 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealerships. It has all my templates in there, all my scripts. It's normally $97. But while we're on, for the next 30 minutes, you can get it for $24 if you get to my link in my bio before the 30-minute countdown is up. Once the 30 minutes is up, it does go back up to $97, which is still a great price because everything in that book is going to save you thousands and thousands of dollars. That'll be the most valuable book, but that's only if you want to use my scripts, my resources, and have me do the talking, which is you typing. But if you're going to do the talking, then I would call around and I get at least 5 offers, or you're going to overpay. No doubt about it. At least 5 offers. Okay, you can't calculate a lease manually. You can't try to calculate a lease and think, and even if you can calculate a lease manually, you still don't know what rebates are, what incentives there are. Sean didn't know there was $15,000 in rebates. How did he find out? Multiple offers. The best offer ends up revealing, wow, it's $15,000 in rebates on this truck. He wouldn't have knew that just walking in and trying to see, all right, what's the best deal I could get? 80% deal is never going to tell him it's $15,000 in rebates. So multiple offers is a must. Okay. Go ahead, Dolan. Great question. I'm new to your platform. I joined late. What do you recommend I do? I'm not sure I understand the question. What do I recommend you do about what? Yeah, Troop Tap. Send a follow-up question to that because I don't really know what you mean by that. What are you're new to my platform? Are you talking about this show? Just be a little bit more specific with your question. Let's see if we can get you an answer. Swagger at Instagram says, I have an S550, still owe 40 grand. I plan on paying it off by summer 2025. Should I trade it for an S63? Run a race and start another race. The whole nother race. So you buy a whole car, spend years to pay it off, throw tens of thousands of dollars at it, pay it off, and then go trade it again and do the same thing over and over again. Next time with a higher price car that you will throw more money at. This is the problem. You don't understand leasing. That's the problem. See, there's no way to make that make sense. You still owe 40 grand on the S550. You're trading in your cars while they're still losing value every year dramatically. This is what we call the depreciation curve. If you've been on the show, you've seen it before. If this is your first time, this is how you understand what's going on with your car. This is the unseen expense. So when you buy that S-Class, it's losing thousands of dollars every couple months. And then you're see, there's three kinds of people. People who get great lease deals. Well, I'm not going to say that. People who lease, people who buy and keep long term, and they keep long term so that they can avoid the depreciation. And then there's people who are stuck in this middle right here. This is 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, all right here, when your car is losing the most money. So what you do is, see, it has nothing to do with how you paid for it. You can pay cash, doesn't matter. When you take a loan, now you're financing this depreciation and you're losing more. But when you say, all right, I bought this S-Class, now for the next 6 years, it's going to lose tens of thousands of dollars, and then I'm going to turn around and I'm going to trade it. You never get to a point like where you can win for the purchase. See, some of you have been taught paying off the car is the win. No, it's not. Paying off the car is not the win, because if the car is still losing value like this, if this is the way it's still depreciating and you get rid of it anytime while it's like this, you lost. You lost. The key is to keep the car so where the depreciation starts to look like this. So now, if you were here and you had a 10-year-old S-Class or 11-year-old S-Class, maybe it's worth 10 grand. And maybe a year from now, it's worth 9,500. It's not losing that much value anymore. You've outlived the depreciation. That's when you win. That's the purpose of the purchase. There's nothing else important about purchasing because it's expensive. There's nothing else important about purchasing. No other benefits, in my opinion, about purchasing other than I can get to the point where I get here. I can pay off the car. What does that matter? It's still depreciating. I'm losing thousands. Now I'm gonna go trade it in, and I'm not gonna get anything for it because I'm replacing the car in its deepest depreciation phase. And I just haven't learned about leasing. I was taught not to lease. So that money you're tying up, when we were in Mercedes, a great deal on an S-Class. A great deal on an S-Class would probably be, they did them a couple times a year, probably could get one for about 13 and change. That was like a great deal, right? So 13 and change, you're talking, dividing that into the MSRP, which was about 110, and you're talking, okay, 1.2, 1.25, 1.3% lease on an S-Class, great deal. Now, y'all know I always teach the steal is under 1%. You're really not going to ever see an S-Class lease under 1% unless they just really want to get rid of them, but that's really never going to happen. 1.2, 1.3, 1.5 is the max. You're paying too much for a car you're leasing. But I want to give you a scenario. At $1,500, you're still under what you're paying for your car. See, because if I walked in and I wanted to lease a brand new S-Class, if I lease it and I'm paying $1,400 a month, then I'm driving a $115,000 vehicle, right? Now, if I decide I'm gonna buy that same $110,000, $115,000 vehicle, every $1,000 is about how much per month, everybody, if you know. Some of you seen the video, some of you talk. Every $5,000 on a that you're gonna borrow on a loan is about how much per month? $100. Exactly. So when you look at a $120,000 vehicle, 115, that's a payment of $2,300 a month. No money down. See, we don't talk money down because money down confuses you. In a lot of cases, it confuses you. When you look at the deal with no money into it, no money, now you can start to see how much money you've kind of been missing. Evaluate the deal with no money. Then you choose to put money down if you want, but you evaluate it with no money. So now you got a brand new S-Class, great deal on a lease, $1,400 a month. You gotta buy that to purchase the same exact S-Class, $2,300 a month. And then you get people who might be like you, who say, you know what? I ain't gonna get a new one. You haven't learned about leasing yet. You say I ain't gonna get a new one. I'm gonna get a pre-owned one. I'm gonna get a pre-owned one. And you look to get, instead of paying 115 for a brand new one, you look to get it for somewhere probably around 70. You look to get it for somewhere around 70. Every 5,000 is $100 a month. What's 70,000 cost on a payment, y'all? Every 5,000. So you're talking 50 grand, another 20, that's 400, that's 1,400 a month. That's 1,400 a month. So put these numbers together. Great deal on a brand new S-Class. 1,400 a month, leasing it. Great deal on a brand new S-Class, buying it. 2,400 a month, no money going into these deals. Great deal on a used S-Class, 70 grand, 1,400 a month for 5 years. Now, here's where we jack it up. Oh, well, I'll just put some money down. I'll put like 15 grand down. I'm going to take a 6-year loan, God forbid, 7-year loan, stretch the payment out, try to get that payment around $1,000 a month. You don't realize you can't change the numbers by putting more money into it. That doesn't change the actual overall. If 15 grand comes out of your pocket up front, that doesn't change the fact that of the numbers. That's why I break down the scenarios with no money down going into them. So what I would say, if you need to decide if you're going to keep the S-Classes long term, then you should be buying them. If you're going to keep them 8+ years, then you should be buying them. But if you're not keeping these cars 8 years, then you should be shopping for great lease deals because you're just throwing thousands and thousands of dollars away. Same price you paid, same money that came out of your pocket for the last couple years to drive that used S-Class, you could have been driving and leasing a brand new one. And I know what comes with a used S-Class, brother. I know it. Been with Mercedes. I was with Mercedes 5 years. I know the maintenance. I know the brake replacements. I know the service Bs. I know how much it costs to have an S-Class pre-owned, no warranty, and everything that happens is on you. So we're not even taking into account the maintenance and the repairs that you have to put into that S-Class that you wouldn't need to put into a brand new one that you lease if you just stop listening to people who told you that you shouldn't lease cars. No doubt about it. So that's the best advice I could give you, brother. All right, go ahead, Dolan. Shoot the next one up. Use your pointers to get a new 24 GV80 Genesis. Salute. Enjoy it, Austin. Great deal. That's what I did. I worked the deal, no money down, got them the low, then hit them with the down payment, plus went and pre-approved. There you go. There you go. See, you're able to understand when you're shopping with no money down, no money going into the deal. Don't show me what anything looks like putting money into the deal. We determine if we want to put money into the deal later. Shop, get the best price on the car. Find the dealer who's going to get the best price on the car. Then we'll work out the finances. Then we'll work out the details. Most people go right to all right, what's the monthly payment? All right, what should it, how much should a brand new GV80 be? Depends on who you buy it from. Depends on what they sell it to you for. First things first, we got to find a dealer that's going to sell us the car for the lowest price. Good job, Austin. Congratulations, man. GV80 is a nice vehicle. Enjoy it. How much should CPO normally charge? How much should certified pre-owned normally be charged for Genesis G70? You haven't seen enough of them. So if I'm looking at a used, so example, I got a 2020 Infiniti truck that I got year and a half ago. If I went in wondering how much it should cost without knowing, then the market's going to tell me. Now, our goal is to get below market deals. So whenever we're getting below market deals, we are always we need to know what the market is first. You can't get below market deals if you don't know what the market is. So when we're getting offers on new cars, it's easy because we can see what the market is with all the offers we get. We get 5 offers, we get 7 offers, we can see what the market is. And we can see the low side of the market, we can see the high side. You got to do the same thing with used cars. And you go on every marketplace, we use 8 of them. We use cars.com, Driveway, Carvana, CarMax. Some people say, oh, CarMax is, if they're, listen, I don't care if CarMax is overpriced 90% of the time. The 10% of the time that they're not, they're going to be in the runnings. You know, it's like Best Buy. I know Best Buy is going to be overpriced for electronics 90% of the time. But when I needed to get an iPad for my wife, Best Buy had the best price. So if these people need to be in the runnings or you're going to overlook some savings. So yeah, we'll look at, you know, CarMax, Driveway, Carvana, Carfax.com, Cars.com, Auto Trader, Car Gurus, eBay Motors. So we're looking everywhere there used cars. And then we're going to look and we're going to sort by lowest price to highest price to see where the low side of the market is. Then we do our narrowing down. I need to know what the low side of the market is. If it's 24, if it's 4, you know, when I was shopping for my truck, the low side of the market was 30 to 31 to 32. That was the low side of the market. So when I saw it and I narrowed it down based on Carfax. This is how we narrow it down. This is my system. All in my book, all of what I teach, all of my live shows, this is our system. Narrow it down by title history, then service records, then accident history. Then we need to check the original MSRP. Can't get a good deal on a used car without knowing the original MSRP. How you gonna do that? Who's bought a used car in their life? Type the letter U. If you bought a used car in your life, type the letter U in the comments. Anybody who's bought a used car, type the letter U. Okay, Cash, I see you. Andre and TikTok, I see you. Okay, Cash, all right. King of Rap, I see you. Okay, if anybody bought a used car, okay. How you get a good deal without knowing what the car was originally? I gotta tell you, I'm the bad news first person. I can lead you to the good news. I gotta tell you the bad news first though. Think about that. How am I buying something used knowing how much I'm saving without knowing the original price of the item? 2 reasons. 1, I need to know the original price to know what real discount I'm getting. 2, I need to know what's in the car. So when I narrowed it down to I had 4 Infinitis that I had narrowed it down to. They were all white. They were all asking between like 31 and 32, similar price range. This is where we get in trouble at. I pull the original window stickers of the cars. I see that one of them brand new was 46. One of them was 48. One of them was 52. And the one I got was 54.5, brand new. So I'm able to see the discount percentage. In my book, I call this the true value percentage. This is all that matters when it comes to price. And once you do the check and make sure it's a good car, title history, service records, accident history. Okay, now it's time to get to the money. I need to know what the car was originally. I know 54,000. This one I paid 31.8 for. I got a 42% discount. Now, if I would have took the one that was $1,000 less on the asking price, because I didn't know how to do this. Now I didn't know that one was only 48,000 brand new. So it's a smaller discount. It's probably only saving me 30-something%. The one I got was 42%. Forget what the dealer's asking. The dealer was asking $1,000 more than the other ones I was looking at. But once I saw what the original price of the car was, I knew that that was the best value because you got the most expensive car brand new. Why would I take a car that has less equipment because they're charging $1,000 less for it? But it has 7,000 less equipment in it, 7,000 less features in it. It's the little things, y'all. It's not the big thing. It's the little things that you're missing. And this is what we do. This is why I'm here. And for those who are willing to listen, we teach you how to do it the right way. These things you haven't been taught to do. And once you hear it, you're like, dang, that makes sense, right? How the heck? Why wouldn't I want to know what the new price was? Don't even know what equipment's in the car. I knew the day I got the car, it was an edition 30. I saw the original window sticker, remote start, all these features, backup cameras all around, black mirrors. I saw all of that because I got the original window sticker. These are the things you must do. And the last thing we do is we verify there's no bogus fees before we go to the dealer. Because some people be in the lowest prices online, but they have no intention to sell the car for that price. They want you, they're depending on you to come in because they know other people will, untrained, no strategy, walk right in. Hey, I saw the price online. Okay, yeah, sit down, sir. Let me do these numbers for you. Price goes up by $5,000. No intention. So you wasted your time. I'm listen, God bless you. Oh, Deshone, I'll just walk away. I'd rather not walk away. I'd rather you not have to walk away. And when you truly learn the science and the right strategies of shopping online, like I'm teaching you, you won't be walking away because all you lose when you walk away. Still need a car, don't you? Somebody else just gonna buy that car. It's not like you like, oh, I'm gonna put a sign out. Nobody buy this car. They wasted my time. That car gonna sell. So it's best to learn, how can I make sure I never put a dealer in a position to waste my time? Because while you were at that dealer that was overpriced, the best price car was selling. Because the best price cars don't wait online. They 24, 48 hours, they're gone. So while you wasting your time with the fake dealers, the best ones are the car's gone. That was really the good deal. Okay, so you do all of this from home before you go. By the time you go to a dealer to see a used car, you should already know if that car drives the way I want it to drive, the deal is done. This is the best price online. And when I get there, I usually ask for $500 to maybe $1,000 off when I get there. Never over the phone. You have no leverage. Why would I call a dealer that I know, I've done my research, you got the best price car in the market, and call them and say, hey, could you take off another $1,000? No, there's no leverage there. You make sure there's no bogus fees. Then we go. We're there. We test drive. I like the car. Could you do another 500, 1,000? If they say no, you know they're honest. Hey, I don't have a room. Oh, hey, I just put the car online 2 days ago. Like, I haven't even given it a chance yet. I understand. I'll take it. See, you got to know when a deal is in front of you. And that's the problem. You don't have enough information to know when a deal is in front of you. So you're going to hesitate. And you're going to walk away from a deal because you think, oh, nah, dude don't want a deal, man. I asked him to take off $2,000. You can't take off $2,000. You didn't do your research. Because dealers use a tool called V-Auto. They know where their car is priced in the market. V-Auto tells them where every similar car is priced at online. So if they're the top 3 prices online, they run their business a different way. They want to sell cars fast. You can't go in thinking you're negotiating with someone who marks their cars up by thousands, who's number 15 on the price list. You walk into the best price dealer online and think, yo, I'm asking for $2,000, $3,000 off. Let's go. You don't want to negotiate? No, you got it. When you do your research, you know where the best price is. And that's what I want you doing. I want you walking in, if you're shopping for a used car, knowing this is the best price car in the market. I verified there's no bogus fees. I'm going to drive it, and then I'll ask for a little money off when I get there. And regardless of the answer, I know I won. They split it with me, I won. They can't do anything more because they're the lowest already, I won. If they accept the offer because they're just like, listen, you drove down, man, let's go, let's get it over with, I won. Either way, I win. That's the name of the game. Thanks, Austin. I appreciate you, man. Go ahead, Dolan. Next question. Okay. Casa de, could y'all keep, if y'all gonna spend some time with us on TikTok, can y'all tap the screen and just run the likes up for us so we can get TikTok, so we can make sure TikTok knows we're doing something big over here. They can send some more people over. Appreciate y'all. Yep. Thank y'all. I see them running up. Thank y'all. Every couple minutes, y'all just tap the screen. It just helps the broadcast. We appreciate you. This is from Facebook. Casa de Cel. Hi, I'm paying off a Land Rover. Blue Book says its trade-in is $40,000. That's garbage. So throw that out the window. Blue Book is trash. Blue Book is a marketing website. They don't buy cars. And so what you want to do is you want to get a real number, which is an offer. Your car is not worth what an algorithm says it's worth. Your car is worth what someone's willing to pay you for it today. So you want to go, this is part of our process we call equity assessment. There's 7 steps in my book. Once you decide leasing versus buying, that's step 1. Most important question is, am I going to lease or buy? Because you can't get a good deal on a purchase if you should have leased. No way. If you were supposed to lease because you don't keep your cars 8 years, but you bought, you have a horrible deal. You're going to lose tens of, it depends on the price of the car, you'll lose over 10,000 on a higher price car. You probably lose 4, 5, 6 grand on a lower price car, at least 4 grand, 5 grand. So that's step 1. Now, once you decide that, we move to step 2, which is the equity assessment. Equity assessment is any vehicle we have, we need to assess if there is equity in it or what the equity is. And it's based on offers. So when you go to Kelly's Blue Book instant cash offer, not KBB, not Blue Book, instant cash offer, Kelly's Blue Book, you're going to see that Kelly's Blue Book led you astray. In most cases, telling you your car is worth $48,000. Because this is when we begin to expose that Kelly's Blue Book was a marketing website and they would tell you anything. Kelly's Blue Book is owned by autotrader.com. What they began to do maybe 7 years ago is they begin to buy cars. So they didn't just give you there was a little button on here that says, we'll make you a cash offer. And I would do this with people in the dealership when I was there. They would come in and say, hey, Blue Book said my truck is worth $48,000. I said, oh, really? Well, and I explained to them that Kelly's Blue Book is an algorithm site, but they do have this feature where you can click a button and you go through a nice 5-minute appraisal and they'll make you an offer themselves. So now let's go through this and let's find out what they're going to offer you. And you go through the 5-minute appraisal and they make you a cash offer, and it's usually $2,000 to $3,000 less than what they told you your car was worth. So they'll send you into a dealer fighting for a number that's not real, and you're looking unresearched, unaware, walking out saying, oh, well, I know my car's worth 48. So that's why we don't use them. And again, the offer you're going to get is from them. So it's not even like, well, oh, we don't use Kelly's Blue Book. And then, no, we use Kelly's Blue Book, the instant cash offer tool. And you're going to use that. You're going to use CarMax. You're going to use Carvana. You're going to use Driveway. You're going to use AutoNation, Sell My Car. And you're going to use Car Guru, Sell My Car. And this will take you about 20 to 25 minutes. You're going to get 6 offers because everything we do is a bid. And then you'll know what your car is really worth. That's the first thing. Before you think about what you're going to replace the car with, let's get the real most money for your car. Equity assessment. So do that first. Okay? Yeah, Kelly's Blue Book is trash, but not the instant cash offer tool. But yeah, we would be sitting there and the person will have their printout, like a number like that, 48,000. And then we go right through it and they're like, oh, wait, now they only offer me 45. Yeah, right? So if the people who told you your car is worth 48 is only offering you 45 for it, what does that tell you? Oh, go back to that site that they offered you 48. You see all those banners, see all those marketing banners and ads? Yeah, that's why they need millions of people to come there to have that make sense for them. All right, go ahead, Dolan. Next one. Right. This one's TikTok. Can I get advice on walking in a dealership with a check in hand strategy? Don't walk in with a check in hand. 80% of deals are overpriced, Andre. You can walk in with a check in your hand. If you get somebody who's really good, they're going to take the check. And that's the mission. Get that check out of your hand into our bank account. And if you're dealing with an 80% dealer, you lost. See, again, I'm giving you boundaries so that you can understand. If you break the boundaries, if you choose to go over the boundaries, that's fine. But I've been doing this for a very long time, and everybody that knows me, everyone that's close to me, be it here in New Jersey or be it in my group, they know that I'm the person who helps you save the money on cars. I would put my money against anybody that I'll get a better deal than you. Now, if you're shopping, I wouldn't put my money against any of my people who learn from me. Anybody that learns from me, I wouldn't bet that I could get a better deal than them. If we got the same time frame, we're gonna get about the same deal. But somebody who has no strategy, just shopping, going into dealers, I'll put any amount of money. I bet you $1,000 today that I get a better deal than you without even leaving my house. So I want you to be in that position because you don't know who you're dealing with. If you're in an 80% dealer, they knock off $3,000 for you, $5,000. You think you won? Look, Kimberly. A little while ago, she got a Maserati. Posted this in the group. It was a $91,000 Maserati. She ended up leasing it for $944, but I want to show you the money breakdown. Before she accepted that offer, she had an offer of 20 grand off right here. So she had an offer on an 86. So pay attention to this. $86,000 vehicle, they were taking 20 grand off for her. 20,700 to be exact. She ended up going and getting a $91,000 vehicle for $944 a month. So even a better deal. So she ended up saving more than 20 grand, more than 21 grand. Why is this so important? Because if she would have went in and got excited, she'd have walked into a dealer, walked in, and somebody would have said, all right, listen, I know you're serious. Today only, I'll knock 10 grand off for you. 10 grand. She probably never heard that in her life. $10,000 you're going to take off the price of the car. Yeah, I knocked 10 grand off. All right. Somebody who's not educated, someone who's not researched, rather, someone with no strategy. Let's go. Let's sign that. And telling our friends, you know, they took 10,000 off from me. Until we get 5 to 7 offers, we don't know what the best number is. She wouldn't have saved over 21,000 on her brand new Maserati. So when we talk about this money is not hundreds. This money is thousands. Some of you, if you're buying luxury cars, tens of thousands, 5-figure deals that you are going to just leave on the table. Going in, that's some 1990 joint. Oh, walk in, check your hand. Yo, I got a check. Who wants to sell me a car? 1990. You're doing the same things that someone in 1990 did. Let that sink in. So what do? You stay home, you get offers from home. Now, all of you who are like, Deshone, I want to do it your way. I don't want to have to figure this out. Give me the roadmap. That's my new digital book, Cars from Home, 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealerships. All my scripts are in there. My strategies for leases, my strategies for purchases, my strategies for used cars, the bank bidding war, where we make banks and credit unions bid for our loan. We guarantee all the money that we want to guarantee that there was not a dime that we could have saved when we make our car deal. And the only way that's going to happen is through bids. When I sell my car, not trade it, I get bids. When I buy my car, I get bids. When I get my loan, I get bids. You walk in with that check, man, that check won't be in your hand very long. So everybody could get the book for 75% off. It's normally $97. But in my TikTok bio, click the link in my TikTok bio. You won't leave the broadcast, so you could actually come and catch the last couple minutes of the broadcast. But go there as long as you get there before the timer. It's 30 minutes. Once the timer hits 0, it's back up to $97. And if you're on Facebook or if you're on YouTube, we got a link in the comments section for you. If you're watching us on a television, then you can use your camera and you can scan the QR code and it'll take you there. Get your book for 75% off, and you'll have these strategies for the rest of your life. And I also update that book. Some people say, man, is the book available in print? There's too many things that change. I change scripts. I change templates I use, websites change, Vroom went out of business. I need a digital book. I can update the master file so that way you open this book a year from now and it's updated. So you'll see some of you got it 2 months ago and you open it today and you're like, wait, I see something a little different. Yeah, because I update the book regularly. So get your copy before. And even if it goes back up to $97 and you miss the welcome offer, what are you going to save? What do you really think? How much money do you think you're going to save using my stuff? That's what you should be holding me accountable to. I'm going to get Deshone's book, and I want to save the same amount of money Deshone would have saved on this deal. And when you see these people, Bonita, when you see Kimberly, when you see Sean, when you see Eddie, all these people I share throughout the shows, they're getting the same deals that I would have gotten. But they were just like you. They weren't in the car business 14 years. Freena, she just got this Jeep a little while ago. Look, 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee. Look, $65,000 MSRP, $579 a month, 0.88% lease deal. I used all the scripts, contacted the dealer, I followed the program, used the scripts, contacted the dealer, sealed the deal. We're in a different world. So you're either going to come over to our world or you're going to stay in your world. And your world is painful and expensive. Painful and expensive. Spending hours in dealerships, multiple visits, going back twice, 3 times. Painful. Every car deal I make is from right here where you see me at. I'm right here. Go ahead, Dolan. Shoot the next one up. Austin, I see you. God bless you and everyone online. I have to get back to work. Thanks for checking in, man. Always. Enjoy the new car, too. Because my payment is due in 15 days. Enjoy, man. God bless you. Swagger from Instagram says, is it smart to buy the vehicle after leasing it for 3 years? No. It's a horrible idea. You've already had the vehicle for 3 years. You're buying a used car now. So leasing and purchasing is an entirely different philosophy. When we lease, we're getting great lease deals. We're driving vehicles for pennies on the dollar compared to people who purchase them.